Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Rockhound Channel. My name's William, and on today's episode, I am back on the herd bench once again, unfortunately. At the time of this recording, it's been roughly 2 days since I went and did this 40 stone gauntlet. It was supposed to have been a 2-part series. Unfortunately, it'll have to be a 3-part series, but it's well worth the wait, guys. We have a ton of stuff yet to do up on there. Including that beautiful garden. I can't wait to get that to a final finish. So while I wait for this to heal, you know I can't be sitting. I gotta be doing something. If I got one good hand available, you bet I'll be over here at the gold cube today and utilizing that one hand to make certain we push some gold down through that cube. So don't go away. So today, guys, we are going to be finishing off what Mr. Bransel had taken care of, started on here. He was, like I said in that earlier video, he was down here hard at it early in the morning. He couldn't sleep, and he had gotten a good portion of his first pink tote. And this is all from our 2-day mega scoop and go that we did at the Wisconsin Dells. And Brian and I worked our tails off. We got everything down to a nice, beautiful, buttery sand setup. We got this, and then we got 4 more buckets over here, guys, plus a small little bowl. I just couldn't fit in another bucket. So we're going to go ahead and just run this one and see what kind of gold produce out of there. He got, when he was out here, he said roughly about 40 or so colors, and he said he was about 8 or 10 scoops in. So we're going to go ahead, finish it out, and see what we can find. So I gotta first off let you guys know exactly what happened near the end of that last video. So I was out trying to retrieve a stone that got away on me, and with the inland 8-inch swap top, that machine is a monster. When it comes down to single driven machines, it is a brushless motor. It's at multiple speeds, and at the time I had her sitting just about, I don't know, 80,000 revolutions per minute, I think, roughly. She was going pretty high. I was working on one of our hard to crack agates, and she got away on me. I went to go and try to grab it, and it was in the area of where it's a pinch point. Well, that's where my fingers ended up. Foolish me. Should have realized that. So I chewed up my 2 fingers a little bit. They're not too horrible. They are kind of healing pretty good. Don't think I'm going to lose any fingernails over it. It was certainly a foolish move on my part. I should have just waited, shut the machine off, and grabbed the stone. Yep. Foolish me getting in a hurry once again. So that's the backstory on that. So enough jaw jacking. I'm going to get me some coffee over here, get this fired up. Let's see what we got sitting up in this tote. Got me some fresh coffee, guys. Hope you all got yourself a cup. Go ahead and grab yourself a coffee now if you haven't. Sit down and enjoy, guys. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm super hopeful on this one. If we got roughly about 40 some odd colors just out of those 8 or 10 scoops that each had, just don't count what's just sitting in this tote, let alone what's over here in those buckets. So without further ado, I'm going to put the coffee down and use my one good hand today, and we'll just go clear it out via the teaspoon once again and see what we can find. Looks like it was allowed to dry. It's been super dry down here, but super cold. It's probably floating around like, I don't know, 48 degrees right now outside, especially this early morning. Now, pay mind, guys, he did not tear this down. So what I'm working with is whatever he left me behind in trays 1 all the way down to 3. So whatever's here is just addition to what he may have captured. Everything he captured last video was sitting right here in the micro map. So 40 plus colors is pretty insane you have just coming off the mat here. So I'm happy with it. I'm hoping later on, once this gets a little better, I'm going to probably employ one of my wonderful sons to help me with a heavy bucket. I got still the granules that you see up here from our 2-day scoop and go yet to go through over here on our 2-stage. There's a lot there, so give me roughly about a good 5-gallon pail. And that's the remnants of everything that we did when we sifted it all out. And there's a lot of black granule sand sitting up in there. Super thick stuff too. So super excited to see what's all up in there. They'll capture up real quick up in those smaller little sluice mats. That's a guarantee. Let's take a look what we got going on in here. There's one right there. There we go. There's one in the bottom. I've already taken what he had, added it to our mix over here. I'm right now currently working on this particular bin as we speak, and I quickly dry it out a little bit upstairs, and then I just add it to this booger. And this is probably the second coat, I think, for this year, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. I'm actually pretty excited about our findings thus far this year. There's a lot sitting up in here too that I've just pulled. Just throughout all the episodes, it gets dried up, and then I try to pick it out as best as I can, get the gold out of there, and then this is all the remnants. So I'll just turn around, take it in a cube pal, try to get it down a little bit further, and hopefully end up with a bead. And also, at the time of this recording, guys, gold is sitting at nearly 4,200 bucks. That is insane. I don't think there's been any time that I can remember that it's ever been higher than that. Everyone keeps telling me 2005. Let me know in the comment section down below if it was in fact 2005 was the last time gold was ever this high. So obviously you know what I'm going to say. There's never been a better time than now. Get yourself a gold pan, learn how to gold pan, and get yourself a little bit of gold. But do it legally. Yes, I'm a Debbie Downer. Check your local DNR and your BLM websites. Check your local state's regulations. If you're in a city, be sure that you're able to get out there and do that legally. Rather all you be safe than doing it safely. And it's still astonishing. This is halfway dried up, and it still looks like layer cake. It's insane. I might have one right now. And I just buried it. It's sitting right about here, guys. That was about here to this distance, I can see it. So, not too bad. Now, pay mine, folks. I turned around and taken this through the purple classifier until we had to retire it. And then, of course, I had to be sure after I quick purchased a new one. This is our new one, basically a canning strainer. Let's use this for any of your preserves and whatnot. But it's smaller mesh, as you guys can see in there, it's smaller. So I said, to heck with it. I've already made the mess. I may as well go back through everything right with this. And it turned out even more smoother. That stuff is basically dust and black sand with very little amount of blondes. It may look like it's got a lot of blondes. It don't. Oh. This is hard not able to use this hand today. Oh, torture. I have to wet this down a little. I think I might just do that. Ooh. Always keep your sands wet if you're ever going to run it at home. It's always best to have it wet so that way it doesn't float. Because even the smallest, tiniest bits of gold, guys, will float. Even in an apparatus like this, they'll just continue down through the cycle and right outside of your box. Oh, ooh. I tell you, the worst finger that got it was the thumb. Oh boy. I'll get this too wet. I don't need soup, but I certainly need it stable. I'm gonna go with that. That gold piece is still sitting up in there, just hanging out. So I'll let it be where it's at. Now that's it. We'll have a look at that later. That certainly didn't look like gold, but it had a different color to it. Brandon had mentioned, and I'm sure he did in the video, he was seeing some kind of weird color in here that looked like copper. Now it's possible, but now this is all coming from the dells. So, who knows? Maybe we got down deep enough where we were finding little bits of copper. Excuse me. Now, if you're interested in picking up one of these, please be sure to go check out goldcube.net. This here is the 4-stack deluxe. They feature roughly about $400 to $500. It comes with a stand, it comes with an awesome 1100 gallon pump, and a decent hose on there. It's pretty durable. Definitely well worth the investment once you get really going into it. Kind of kicking myself to the rear end. We should have gotten one of these a long time ago. Also wanted to reply back to you guys. There was a couple comments in our awesome survey over here. We are definitely going to be looking into those locations probably next year. It's getting a little too cold out there to be rocking around, especially down near that area. So I talked it over with Mr. Franksel, and he definitely agreed that they look like a worthwhile area. A lot of decent terrain over there. gonna go ahead, finish up what I got here, guys. Get myself some more coffee, of course, and I'll come back to you guys during the cleanup. Guys, Glenn here with the Rock House channel. While we're waiting on clean scoops here on our gold cube, I wanted to mention a couple of things that Brandon and I noticed on our adventures, going through all of our comments and our stuff over here on our page. We've noticed that our views have dropped drastically. We know it's not because of the content, because of it. We got all of you guys out there. We got 249 subscribers, guys. We couldn't have got here without you. So please be sure to go check out your notifications. Be sure to make sure that you're getting all of our episodes. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. Leave us a like and share this with your friends and family. That spreads it out across the entire YouTube nation. We're not going to let YouTube mess us up. We're hot on the goal. They ain't going to stop us now. So folks, I've been it's been roughly about a half an hour or so since I've been doing this, and there's something I'm noticing. Down here in trays 1 and 2, there's a mass collection, once again, of them beautiful red, little teeny weeny garnets. Goodness gracious, and I've looked at some of these dry, and I'll tell you what, oof, if they were about the size of my fist right now, oh my goodness, I bet they beat this one out any day. So, wanted to share that. I'm also noticing that some of these scoops I've been putting in here, getting little bits of lead again. Kind of something that's a common occurrence over here in the dells. More so in the dells than I do over there in Portage. Must be something in between the two. There is. So, we're not done yet. Tons to go. So I'll come back to you guys real shortly. Guys, it's day 2 of our run. Sadly, yesterday I had to stop because my nudge turned glove tore and my bandages ended up getting wet. So everything went all stop. I had to go ahead and treat this up, and by that time I was basically tired. I hadn't slept much ever since I had this happen. So we just called it for the day. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, take all those apart, and we're going to put all those over here in our rinse shack, our rinse tub, and we're going to make certain that we get everything all good, clean back out. We still got a little bit to run, so don't go away. Last night we were doing all this. Before I ended up losing my glove, we were catching somewhere around about 27 colors. That's what I got sitting up here in the pan thus far. That's just off our mini mat. I got the other one sitting here soaking. It got a little dry down here last night. So we're going to carefully attack this with our brush and get everything all done. That's not all. We're going to go ahead and take it all out today. We're going to get everything thoroughly cleaned back out. We're going to attack this man and finish it once and for all. I can't wait. So guys, we're going to attack this tray. We're going to go ahead and hit it with this brush. We're going to catch all the 4 corners, every nook and cranny. This helps out greatly, especially on the gold cube, because with small powdered gold, that small dusty stuff gets caught up in all those little nooks and crannies. You'd be amazed how much gold I found in that first go around when I ran almost 10 years worth of concentrates. It was just stuck up here in the top of that under riffle. It was insane. So without further ado, let's get her done. So I've already got this treated fairly well with some rinse aid. All I'm going to do, I'm not going aggressive with it. I just want to loosen it up just a little bit, not much, just to give it a little bit of a scrub in. Again, just going lightly. Don't want to go super aggressive on it. Something there. What that is. Unfortunately, I don't think Brando got a chance to do a scrub down before he left. So part of this is really stuck in there. It's like concrete. Sadly, again, I'm gonna sit there and work it a little bit. don't worry, my puppies will be down here in just a bit. They're up there eating. So you'll be able to see Daisy, May, and my white one, Rossi. Which, guys, I do apologize in advance in that video there. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. She got allergies, itchy butt. I just thought it was comical. She ended up doing that right in front of camera. Alright, out there. Oh, there's a lot of it. So again, just attacking all four corners. Taking that bottom too. A small little seam that sits just at the bottom of this. Transition of falling down into the next tray, it tends to just kind of go right up in between it. It sits real tight up in there. It's kind of like a 90. It sits up in there, and then you got your overflow. Give this one more rinse. Trying real hard not to mess this one up, even though this is industrial. This is a medical glove, so they're abrasion proof to a point. Yesterday, all I had was a goofy aftermarket one of those nylon, or whatever the heck you call them, emergency style. I still got some in it. I think I might add a little bit more rinse aid in there, guys. That might help me get some more of this liberated in there. You can never have too much rinse aid. And it helps keep the mat clean too. It gets rid of all that nasty residue that does happen, especially in some of your rivers, creeks, and streams. Sometimes there's some goofy resin that comes up out of there, out of the silts, and it gets built up into these journals. For Brandon and I, this was a heck of an investment. We should have probably went to goldcube.net instead of Amazon. It would have been so much cheaper for us. We would have probably gotten that second set of, we were wanting to get another one of these, and then we wanted to get this goofy high banker attachment to it. It has like a little grate on it. I'll put a picture of it up here somewhere. And we wanted to get that. Try that out. Now that feels a lot better. A ton better. You can almost tell it too. Something like this will cost you only a couple bucks. You find these in the, well, I found this on an end cap, but they got them over there near where you get your wash rags and such. You can always tell when you attack it with a brush whether or not it needs to be thoroughly washed. Because you'll feel the resistance that goes on in there. And you'll start to see it a little bit. You start seeing the water kind of turn a little muddy. Now, of course, the Wisconsin River, it's high in iron content. There's a ton of other stuff that sits up in the Wisconsin. Oop. What we got there? Alright. I am going to safely call that done. Voila. Alright, I'm going to put that aside, move on to the rest of the trays. And then I will see you back over here running the gold cube and round 2. Have it. A little bit of that wash up out of there. a lot better. All right. I'll do my best to give you the best seat in the house, you guys. So, do mind the camera position. We're still trying to work with what equipment I got. I'm eventually going to see about retroing some kind of safe counter style overview look. It's not going to hinder our operations, and so you guys can see directly down into the box as we are running. That'll be in a probably future episode. I'm still drawing it out on paper, trying to get it down now in my head. But without further ado, let's get the stuff in. Get these mats loaded. I went forward and put a couple extra squirts of rinse aid into our bin here. I wanted to get rid of some more there. I still got some residue still kind of hanging out into the material, which is fine. You can work around it. Alright, you know the drill, guys. I'm going to continue until I find some more specs. I'll see you then. Guys, we are finally down to the bottom of the bin. I am so excited. So I wanted to just quick touch base with you. So per scoop, and I'm using the old 12 ouncer over there. I graduated from the spoon, and I said, let's get her done. So on average, we're roughly about 3 to 8 specs per scoop, so that's not too bad. And we got just that little bit to go, and then we're off over to the wash bin to finish this finally and see what kind of colors we'll have. So we just went ahead and shut down after about a couple minutes, guys. Sorry, just got done eating a piece of jerky. So we just finished up the run. Everything's cleared out as best as we can. I'm going to let that drip down a little, and then we'll be over here at the wash tub, and we'll be running all this through our rubber pan to see what colors we discovered. So there we have it, guys. There's roughly about 2 to 3 cups of good material sitting up in there. We're going to go ahead and get my pink tote filled with some good water, and we're going to go through it real careful like with our finishing pan. That's right, we're going to do it today real careful via the teaspoon and see how many specks we captured in the gold cube. So after much work, we went and took everything down from about 2.5 to 3 cups. I've got it all stuffered up into our green pan. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean all this up. All this here will be added to the batch of Super Recons, and we'll be running this in a future episode. So it's not going to be thrown back out. I always try to go back through my stuff at least twice through the gold cube, or I'll just hand pan it. There was some interesting granules in what we captured from the gold cube that got my attention. I have a couple of them set aside, and I'll be looking those over once we have it all dry. So I got some cleanup yet to do over here. I'm going to run and quick clean out the tub there, get that added up to the bucket that's over here, and then we will show you the final reveal sitting over here in our green pan, of course. So don't go away, guys. We'll be right back with the final reveal. There we have it, guys. So I did not include the 40 plus that Mr. Bransel got in his video, but these are the ones that we got from the rest of our run, and I got a couple more that I'm going to have a gander at because they look a little thick. I want to see what the heck's going on with those. So they're not too bad, not anything to write home to mom about, but again, at close to over $4,300 a troy ounce, every spec cuts. So guys, 40 colors, that's not bad at all coming out of that little bin of material we got from the Dells. I'm quite excited. Plus the 40 that Mr. Bransel got, that's close to over 80 colors, plus whatever I have sitting over there. So that's not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and write all this up, and as you guys can see here, I've got our work cut out for both Brendan and I in the next few episodes. As soon as this heals, I'm going back out there to that 40 stone gauntlet, finishing that up, including this gosh darn garnet. So if you guys are new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. Hit that notification button, and please be sure to share this with your friends and family. That gets it out across the entire YouTube nation, guys. It's so important. I don't know what's going on with YouTube as of late, but they are slashing people's views down to almost darn near nothing. I've been seeing it time and time again. Some of our more common and popular YouTubers, they are just getting absolutely stomped with those views. They're just ugh. So please be sure to subscribe, hit that notification button, guys. Make sure you share this and leave a comment down below. Until next weekend, guys, I'll see you next time.